Yay, Maureen's there already. And Rhonda. Yay, yay, yay. And it's right at 1. I'm actually on time. Yeah.
Hey.
I got in the shower at 12:32. I am so wrong.
I take I take very long showers.
Mm, me too, except on days like today. Yeah,
Yep.
that was
Ever
wrong.
since my knee surgery, I've been having a lot of problems standing.
Oh,
So I have issues standing in the shower. So he's got a chair from when he was in the hospital.
oh, so you
So
can do
every
that.
now and then I bring the chair in the shower with me and I have to sit and
Nice.
wash. But yeah, it's not fun anymore. Like I can't walk long
You,
distances anymore.
you know what you need that would be more fun in the shower is I went to this hotel in Vegas actually that had, I'm sure they got them everywhere now, but instead of a water pick where it's round and you have all the choices, it's a wand and it's so the thing you had three different settings only. It's not like a whole bunch of different stuff. And
Right.
the one that shoots the most hardest sprays can knock you in the back side of the shower.
Interesting.
That'll hose off stuff you didn't even remember you had still.
Exactly. That's
That's
funny.
no, that I love that thing. That's all. And at my house, because I get a lot of sediment in the water, and right now I'm on bypass, which I should be, so it's coming right through. It blocks up some of the holes and makes it even stronger, the water pressure. Yes, welcome to the shower.
Yes, exactly. Who
Oh,
knew?
who knew?
Who
Who
knew?
knew? Yeah, I had a new category of dish off the buffet yesterday. Brazilian dish. I had no idea those were so good.
Mm,
I hadn't had any Brazilian dishes yet, so yeah, that was tasty.
I can imagine. Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. He's a painter. He came to give me an estimate.
I don't even want to ask what he's going to be painting.
Well, I was thinking of getting my walls done. Right. And if he misses anything, right, I'll have him come back for a touch up. Hey
Right.
Marie, how are you? Hi Marie. Oh yeah,
Hi there.
we're talking naughty. I need to get down to business. I've real thinking, oh, so what I'm doing, and I'll let you in on a secret. Come make sure you come tonight. I'm unveiling a new thing on the Blue Brigade. You want to hear? I'll run it by
Yeah.
you so I can get your reaction because tonight when I talk about it, I can't see your faces, of course. I can just see what you say. We're coming out with a super supporter. So it'll be the blue hair super supporter, and you can be an official super supporter if you check off the things on the little box. So a lot of you already have a bunch of this stuff done, so it won't be too bad. But it's uh it's kind of like a scavenger hunt kind of deal. And I'm just working on both what you need to do and what you get because you get perks. So, think of it like, in Avon they had the was it certified beauty, the region thing where you submitted a video. You did that one thing and then from you kept getting stuff and getting special treatment. It's going to be like that, except it's not one thing, it's not a video thing, but it's things that are going to help us do the book too.
Right.
Okay. So give me some ideas, the three things I thought of right away for what you get, because that's the thing that you probably are interested in most, right? Not what you have to do, is official certificate with a seal and a ribbon signed by us that designates you as a super supporter. Okay. A badge to post on social that's going to designate you
Ooh,
as a super supporter.
Mm.
That's fun. Um,
I like that.
and monthly cards from me and Alex. that only the super supporters are going to get. So it'll be either a special drawing from him or something special that I come up with that only the super supporters get. But it'll be
I
monthly.
like that.
Sounds
So
good.
Yeah, I like that.
what are some thoughts that would be extra special too?
Hmm.
And
Well, there's always brownies.
is what? The
There's
brownies?
always brownies.
That's not a bad idea. I should look on there and see if there's anything like blue themed or something.
Yeah, there has to be something blue on there.
Right.
There's
It has
gotta be.
blue theme. Well, and matter of fact, Send Out Cards is one of their subsidiary things is called Blue 42. Blue 42 for life. So there must be something. Right. That's a good idea. Let me write that down. Blue 42 gift. That's a good idea.
Good.
I know you guys already get me, so that wouldn't be a benefit, but maybe a free one-on-one Zoom coaching.
Okay,
yeah.
so let me
I'd
tell
love
you
that.
something my marketing group does, Lisa, is she's, of course, it's paid. So there's two different tiers.
Yeah,
There's the tier that I'm in, and then there's the upper tier. But
yeah.
the upper tier, they do what's called Zoom after dark.
Okay.
And what it is, it's like something special. Like now this is kind of different, but like she'll look at your channels and she'll check your channels. So maybe if there's somebody who has specific questions for you, maybe you could do something like that and say, okay, tonight we're going to do a Zoom after dark or whatever you want to call it. And it can be open to all of us, and it could be any question. It could be Avon, it could be SendOutCards, it could be like any questions.
Oh, okay.
You see
Okay,
where my
so
thought process is?
yes, yeah. When you were saying that, I was thinking of different ways that could be accomplished. Um, how about like um right after the thing, a special thing just for super supporters?
Yeah.
Right after this live stream, uh, Zoom for super supporters where they can ask the two of us because he'll already be available. So either one of us or the two of us, so that you could free for all ask whatever you wanted.
Yeah. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Zoom after hours. I'll try to think of a way to word that in blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Marie? Or you're not? You look very concentrating. You're on mute. You're still on mute. You're muted. You're muted. I can't hear you. There you
Okay,
go.
I had to go back out because my computer was going crazy. I had two other programs on, and
Oh,
I couldn't hear you. So then it blacked out. So
oh, so you don't know what we're talking about.
no, not really.
Oh, okay. So let me just tonight I'm going to be unveiling a new thing, and it's going to be um to earn the designation of official blue hair super supporter. And I'm working on, it's like a checklist, so it's like a scavenger hunt of stuff you have to do to be designated super supporter. And then you get perks for it. So it's something fun to do together.
Yeah.
Okay, right, is what it is. But some of the things we're thinking of to get, because that's the important part, really, is what everybody's going to get. I was thinking an official certificate with a blue seal, a blue ribbon in the seal. That designates you as a super supporter, a badge to post on social that designates you as a super supporter, a monthly card from me and Alex with something different in it that no one else is getting, something special about the book. I was talking to him earlier. He was thinking like you'd get some of the early art that he did for the book that didn't make it. You could see the progression of how we came up with what's actually on the book, because that's kind of interesting.
That's a good idea.
It'd
Yeah,
be
that would be cool.
like a backstory of, so it'd be more things than you've seen already about the backstory of the book creation. And then what Maureen was just saying was like an after hours thing. So just an example of what I'm thinking is we do the show 7 to 7:30, and then super supporters would get another 20 minutes in a Zoom room or 30 minutes in a Zoom room where they could ask us whatever we want and actually interact with us live right there.
That's a great idea.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what did you have any? Oh, another thing was a gift of some kind and send out cards. I think you said brownies and send out cards. Blue 42 for life. So that I was trying to think of something blue, and maybe one-on-one coaching or something like that. Do you have any other thoughts of something what I'm hoping for is think of something where if you saw it on the list, you'd read, oh, like that, kind of like that. Yeah, I don't have to put you on the spot. Go ahead, Maureen.
I just think any one-on-one time with you and coaching is like an aha moment. That's how I feel.
Okay. And that
Like
would be benefit enough if somebody read that on the list that they'd be like,
I
oh,
mean,
that would be.
for me it would. For me it would.
Mhm.
What do you think, Janelle?
I agree. Any one-on-one time coaching, because I mean, your knowledge is just there's no price tag to it. Your knowledge.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I mean, every time we get on, I benefit one way or another, whether it's with the card, whether it's Avon or just life in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you find that valuable enough that would be, you'd look at this other list of what you need to do and go, you know what, I'm going to do that so I can have this other stuff. Oh,
yeah. I mean, I would be, a thought came to mind too. I know you mentioned that you and Jeff were thinking about making a sequel. Like maybe having an first insight to the process.
Pre-readers. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That's perfect. And let's see. How about this too? Wait a minute. Let me get this down. Book 2 pre-readers. Okay. And the other thing would be, how about a page in book 2 with all the super supporters listed?
Oh, that would be good.
Oh, that would be really good.
So
That's
you
a good idea.
be in book 2.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like their name on paper or in life, so to speak?
No, I totally agree, because you guys probably don't remember this or don't know it, is the Go Giver, the one that I'm so nuts about with Bob Berg, and I'm in the group, and that's how I met Jeff, the whole thing. The original book, The Go Giver, I've known Bob long enough that I was a pre-reader for The Go Giver, and I'm listed in the back as a pre-reader for The Go Giver, and that book sold millions of copies, and I even, when I give them out, I sign his book. I sign it back. I highlight my name in the back of his book and sign it. Just because I mentioned, right? So I get that that's an awesome thing. Okay, page in book 2, just for a list of the super supporters. Okay, now is that a good name, do you think? Super supporter, or is there something else? The Blue Brigade super supporter, blue hair or blue brigade, blue hair super supporter.
Blue Brigade. Blue Brigade. I'll get it
Blue
out.
Brigade.
I like, yeah. It just has a ring to it.
No, and I like it too. I think the only, either way, we have the same thing. I didn't realize when we first came up with all this that and it's not that I'm against them or for them, it's that I don't want it to be part of that, is that there's a group in the Democrats that call themselves the Blue, and they go to rallies with. So Team Blue, we had to stop using that because they hashtag Team Blue, and it goes somewhere else. It doesn't go to us.
So
how about
Lisa,
the Blue-haired Lady Brigade or something?
Lisa, I do I'm teaching myself Chat GPT. Let me put that in the Chat GPT and see what it comes up.
Yes, please.
Mhm.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Because that's a good, that's awesome. Okay, well, thank you for brainstorming that with me. That's what I'm on the calendar today. I talked to Jeff. There ought to be something about the green room too, although I'm not sure I could get him to talk dirty to everybody. He's a naughty man and acts like I'm the naughty one.
Yeah.
The Jeff blushometer is gonna go "Doing" today. Yeah, he's definitely going to DC, which is awesome. I shamed him into it.
Good.
So that'll be fun.
Sorry, I'm not going to be there.
Me too. You still could go. I've only got 3 in my room, me and 2 others. You still could share a bed. That'd save you a lot of money. And matter of
Because that
fact,
hotel's expensive.
the hotel is the most expensive part of that
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
So if you get yourself there, and you don't have to feel weird if you need whatever you need, because one of the other ladies in our room has a rollator. So we already are going to be accommodating her. So if you have something like a cane or whatever you're doing, a scooter or whatever you're doing, she's doing it too. So you won't have to feel bad. Come on, worry. Anyway, no, don't let me put you on
I
the
know.
spot.
I know. But
So go ahead.
I do want to tell you guys what I did the other day. It's
Yeah,
SendOutCards. It's SendOutCards.
awesome.
Okay, so we have all these new developments being built here in Henderson. I'm sure everybody's got new housing developments. I mean, they closed our golf course and they're building houses on our golf course.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So behind me, we have townhouses. And I wrote down a couple of the streets in the townhouse, and then I went to Google Maps because I was like, I'm going to try to find all the numbers because White Pages didn't give me all of the addresses. So I started Googling, and guess what I found?
What?
The Nevada Registration Database,
Oh,
voter registration database.
oh, nice. So it has their
So
name, and
I
their
was able
address.
to get names. So if they're registered to vote, you'll get their name and you get their address.
Very nice.
So the other day I sent out 48 postcards.
Nice.
Wow. Good.
That's awesome. And you're
Yeah.
putting you're doing it for Avon and you're doing both fire sale. Oh, good. That's awesome.
Yep,
Very
that's
good.
what I'm doing.
It would only take like 1 or 2 to make that worthwhile.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then I went through, let's see, like here's everybody, here's this street, the street and all the house numbers on the street and everybody's
Nice.
name.
Perfect.
And then,
I like the
Right.
notebook. That's my
Yep.
thing.
so I have like
That is
5
always my thing.
pages. that I can
Beautiful. And then
continue
you're just
doing.
going
And
through
then
and doing some. Yep.
I put them in my database. I put possible Avon customers. So those first 48 I sent out. So now I'm going to do another one, possible Avon customers number 2, and do these streets and then keep going. So that way I don't keep sending the same cards.
Oh,
And then
good.
like every 6 or 8 months, I'll go in and
Awesome. That's
resend
perfect.
them.
Perfect. Perfect.
But
I love that.
I know Janelle's been doing the same thing. That's why I thought I'd talk about it on here because of course you find out what they're registered as. And if you that didn't bother me, I could care less. I wanted that address.
Yeah.
Hey, their money spends the same no matter what party they belong to.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Absolutely. That's why we don't post about it on social. Want to stay in
Yeah.
business and wait on everybody. Who cares? Yeah, that's awesome. Matter of fact, it was funny yesterday. My Brazilian dish said, I need to know about he owns a painting company and he wants to know how to get more business. And he says, you obviously are getting more business than me. And he wanted like boil it down to one thing that made all the difference. And I found myself telling him the success rule. I said, you know what? If enough people know what you do, you can be successful. I said, we're sitting here with both of our cars in my driveway. You can tell what I do by looking at my car. I can't tell what you're doing. He's sitting there
Right.
with a blank
Mhm.
vehicle. I said, why on earth would your vehicle be blank? Even
Yeah.
coming here, a bunch of people would have seen it. And he had a bunch of excuses, but I'm like, you're asking me, I'm telling you. Right. Yeah, I think it's funny when people ask me that, and I usually say the vehicle first because that usually gives me a gauge about how willing they are. And he says, I like to use my vehicle for private use. So do I. And your point is, I'm like, it doesn't make any difference. You have a sign on it. You still can drive it around to the lake or wherever you're going.
Right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
use. So that's why I start with the car to see how resistant they are to everything. But I told them, I said, it's pretty easy if enough people know what you do. So every day get somebody else, at least somebody, to know what you're doing. It's because you can be successful in anything if enough people know what you do.
Yeah, I know. I got a phone call a couple days ago. This lady, she's like, Maureen, do you still sell Avon? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, good, I need you. And I'm like, well, what can I do for you? She's like, I used to have this rep. She goes, I don't even know where she was from, but I used to have to meet her like someplace. And then we'd schedule, and half the time she wouldn't even show up.
Oh,
She's like,
geez.
so I'm done with her. She's like, where do you live? And I told her, and she told me where she lived. And she goes, that's really far for you to drive. I'm like, it's not. It's like 25 minutes from here. I live in Vegas. It's not that far. So I said to her, I said, no, that's not that far. She's like, okay. She goes, put a book in the mail. I'm like, no, I'll bring the book to your house. So yesterday I brought the book to her house and I texted her to let her know. And she calls me and she's like, did you drop the book off yet? And I'm like, yeah, I just left your house. She's like, I don't know why I made you drive all the way out here. I could have just told you on the phone what I wanted. But she owns a company where she does estate sales.
Oh, yeah.
And she told me she's going to bring the book to
Oh,
her
nice.
work and show it to all the people she has working for her.
Nice. You know, this whole thing about the super supporter thing would work for a customer if you all had your own customer super supporter or whatever you want to call it, where you had the customer doing things that help promote your business. And for that, you offered the customer things they don't normally get, like a free sample every month or a card from you every month or whatever it is. You could do the same thing I'm doing, but instead of somebody that's supporting your book, they're supporting your Avon business or
Yeah.
whatever other business you're in.
Mhm.
Just throwing that out there.
It's like the VIPs.
Yes, the VIP. You
Yeah.
could call it VIP instead of super supporter. Yeah.
Yeah. Be like the
Oh,
VIPs.
matter of fact, we could do that.
Yeah.
That could be the Blue Brigade VIP team or something. Oh my God, I gotta think. Yeah, you gotta do the
Yeah.
to see, because yeah, I'm not sold on the super supporter thing. I just came up with that word selling Jeff on it. I don't have to. He hasn't actually poo-pooed anything that I've done. So, well, mainly because at the beginning I didn't ask him or tell him. I didn't tell him about the wristbands until he got his in the mail. Because I didn't want to, if he didn't like the idea, I didn't want to hear it.
Right.
So, because we've already done this before. Matter of fact, you guys probably did it with me when we did the Formidable Four.
Yep.
All four of us had our own individual wristbands, and we gave them out. And there was a some kind of prize. I think I had a keychain if you collected all four and came and showed me or something. There was some thing just like that we did with the wristbands for Formidable Four. So I knew this was effective. So I
I
knew
think
I
the only
wanted.
one I never got was Teresa Paul's.
No, and she had a cute one too. Yeah, I think hers was the only one that was multicolor or something.
Yeah, I never got one of hers.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people did get the four. Matter of fact, at the convention in DC, always, everyone I've been to, somebody still has their four and shows me. Right? People come up. That's how I know I wanted to do it with the book. But
Yeah.
trying to explain that to someone who didn't see that happen, like Jeff, I thought he'd think it was kooky.
Yeah.
So I thought if he had it in his hand and people were already starting to get him and post him on social, then he wouldn't think it's goofy because he'd see it's working.
Yeah.
But by and large, he hasn't been questioning my. But my notes were just I was selling him on it last night, so that's right. The super supporter just was very descriptive.
Yeah.
I knew he'd know what I meant if I said that. But
Yeah. I will Google. I mean, I'll chat GPT it because I did chat GPT and I put so for the rest of the year, I have Sundays, self-care Sundays. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
quotes. I have
Oh,
quotes
nice.
that I got from Chat GPT, and then I took them to Canva and I made little posts. So
Oh,
every
nice.
Sunday it's scheduled to post in my Facebook, on my Facebook page.
Nice. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, and then I started, I take notes, I put them on my little cards, and I found like one of my favorite fonts for Canva,
Mm-hmm.
and I found different things of to do on Canva, and I'm learning a lot of different things to do on Canva, which is really cool because it could go over to my Avon business. So that way, when I start posting pictures of our merchandise, of our
Mm-hmm.
products, I'm using something different than nobody else, and I'm not
Yeah.
using stock photos that the company
Right.
puts out, because everybody uses stock photos.
Yeah. Yeah. Including
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what
I'm
is
using
this?
go ahead. Go ahead, Janelle.
Sorry. Well, what's this GBT that you're talking about? What is that, Maureen? Can you explain a little bit more, please?
From what I'm understanding with Chat GPT, and I'm not 100% positive, but basically it's an artificial intelligence website, and the one I'm using right now is free. You just put in however you want it, whatever you want. So like when I put in give me 52, please give me 52 self-care tips, and I put that in, and then it just kind of trickles down with everything.
So it's kind of like Google, except the more specific you are, and you ask for something specifically. So as a skill set, what we all are going to have to learn is to ask better questions, because
Yes.
it can come up with, like, give me 3 titles for a book if this is what the book's about, and you describe what the book's about. It'll come up with some titles if you ask for it. So we're going to have to learn how to be better
And
questioners, ask
yep,
questions.
and I saw on the agenda that they're actually going to do a Chat GPT thing on the agenda for convention.
Oh, on Avon? Oh, good, good.
Yeah,
Yay.
and that's
Oh,
what
that's
and I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm ahead of the curve for once.
awesome.
So is it an app or just a website or?
I do it on the computer. I do it on my laptop. It's called chat dot openai.com.
Okay,
Hold on,
But
hold on,
I'll
let's
put it.
go.
I'll message everybody.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh,
let's
okay.
do it right here. Okay, so it's
Okay.
www.
Yep.
Yep.
Chat dot op, right there.
Oh, this is it.
That's it.
Login. Okay.
Now I had to make and I'll give you mine, and then I'll just change my password.
No, you don't have to do that. Okay, log in with AI account to continue. I might have done this already.
Oh, okay.
Continue with Google. Choose. Tell us about yourself. Oh, 204. Forget you saw that because I'm really 40.
I'm 29, so
I'm a February birthday baby too.
No. Okay, let's get the code. Okay. A free research preview. So you're seeing everything you're going to see when you're doing it yourself. How we collect data. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. We'd love your feedback. Okay, done. Okay.
okay. So see down there, right there, where it says send message?
Yes.
That's where you would type your message, whatever you're asking for.
Okay. So, please give me 3 team names.
Avon, yeah.
That include the words. We're just trying one because I haven't done this before, so I'm not specific enough for the question. Chances are that includes the words blue, hair. Let's just do that and see what it has, okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And now there's your question, and there you go.
Look, they came up with Blue Hair Brigade on their own. That's hilarious.
I like
Electric
the electric blue
warriors.
hair warriors. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And then over here in the black side, you see the black side over here?
Yeah.
It's going to save that for you.
Oh, nice.
Saves, every time you put something in, it saves it over there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. The only thing you got to make sure when you're doing ChatGPT is read everything, because sometimes ChatGPT is just like a human. They make mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't always do all of your questions. Like if I asked for 52 one day and they gave me 43, so then I had to go back in and say, you only gave me 43, please give me the other 7. They apologized to me and then gave me the other 7.
Oh, nice. Wow. Well, that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting, huh?
Yep. I typed in one day 3 ways to promote, or give me ways to promote Avon. And it was very interesting because a lot of it's already what we know.
Oh, nice. Well, they're probably getting that information by combing websites and pulling it from it, because it's not somebody thinking of the stuff up. They must
Yeah.
be getting it from out in the internet somewhere. Well, that's awesome. Okay, so now we got that. So let's, if you don't mind, let's do a Facebook espionage, because we're already
Absolutely.
share screening, and let's see what we got here. Yay, yay, yay.
See, what's cool about ChatGPT too is you could type in, tell me different ways to say happy birthday, or what can I say to somebody who blah, blah, and they'll give you all kinds of different suggestions.
Oh, I like the one where it said, I want to break up with my boyfriend. Tell me how to do it in a text. And they gave, oh, I can think of some dirty uses for that. Oh, sorry. Oh, that was wrong just then. That was wrong. Oh, look at Pam's picture. That's cute.
Oh,
Let's see. We had a day we throw it forward. Okay. Oh, that
wow.
you let's do that. That's obviously a filter, but it's funny still. That's Pam Heller. Save image. So we're fast and dirty. That we're trying to do fast and dirty here. Okay, so let's go to, we'll just throw a couple of these in. We'll talk about something else and then we'll go back and do another one quick. So what are we gonna run to the bat? That's the thing, is what we're gonna, that was a throwback 30 post for her, by the way. Okay, so I just logged into my account. I'm going to go to the front page. This is a Facebook espionage, fast and dirty, build your own. This is that kind of picture, which is what? Vertical. Customize. I usually do flat card. And whoops, now this is in the way again. Next. Current editor. Here we go, fast and dirty. I can do one in a minute when I'm not running my mouth. And sadly, I talk it through just like I'm doing right now, even when I'm alone. How sad is that, really? Okay, download. Where to go? Downloads. There she is. That's such a cute picture, though. Yay.
Like I say,
And
she
then,
looks like a Barbie doll.
yeah, she does, doesn't it? See. How about giving Barbie a run for her money?
Yeah, especially since this new Barbie movie's coming out. That'll be good.
Beautiful doll. Beautiful Pam. Beautiful Pam. How about that? Oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
Is that good? Except I didn't spell beautiful right the second time. That's why you reread stuff, because of me. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now the background. Let's just do some light pink. Kind of. That's purple, isn't it? Where is pink? There we go. That's pink. There we go. Okay. I don't have to be picky. What am I doing? We're doing an espionage. It's supposed to be quick and dirty. Quick and dirty. Speaking of which, did I tell you about the Brazilian? Oh, never mind. Here we go. I'm naughty. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. The squirrel is slow today. And there we go. And I wish I could show you. I got to figure out how to do that, show you on the phone, because the phone app is perfect for Facebook espionage. It's quick, very easy on the phone. And you can do everything I did here, even the background color you can do. And that was included just then because I'm on a subscription where it's included. So, yay, yay, yay. Okay.
Yeah, that's on my phone is where I do practically all of mine because it is so quick and easy. And
yeah, if you
and it
haven't,
seems like it takes longer when you do it through the website.
well, and I think I don't know about you, but I end up being more picky or enthusiastically changing stuff when I do it on the laptop. And if I truly am wanting to do a bunch of Facebook espionages, I do the phone because I don't do that. I get sucked down the hole of trying to make it fancier than it needs to be. You know what I mean? Because Pam's going to appreciate that card whether I spend a minute on it or I spend 5 minutes on it. And if I spend 5 minutes on it, then there's 4 other people who aren't going to get cards today because I could have spent a minute on each person. So I need to stop myself from being so, with that particular assignment. So, and the thing I wanted to say too, oh, look at, oh, you know what? I ran across the dish with a little dog like that. He was so cute.
Yeah, Reba wanted to tell everybody hi.
Except his little dog was bigger. It was almost like a little beer barrel on legs, and it would come right after you.
That's what this one is. She's mistaken for a pig most of the time when we're out and about. People, especially when they see her from behind, they think she's a little pig.
He's like a little beer barrel on legs, and he'd stare at you the whole time. It was cute. But okay, so what I want to say about espionage. So Facebook espionage is actually the lazy man's way to do promptings, but my suggestion to you is don't just rely on Facebook espionage. You really should, when you think of somebody, the whole point is when you think of somebody, that's a prompting. And I use Facebook espionage as a way to help me with my prompting so that I think of more people. But you don't want to rely only on that. So like for instance, today I was thinking about one of my friends that I haven't talked to for a while. That's a prompting. I'm going to send her a card today because of that. Now, she's not on Facebook, so it's going to have to be a different kind of card, but they have stock cards for that. They've got thinking of you cards, and there's a search bar in SendOutCards where you can write stuff there, and it pulls up cards that have to do with that, like thinking of you or thank you. There's also some categories across the top of thinking of you and thank you and birthday, so you can grab them. The other choice would be go look at their Facebook on purpose instead of just relying on them just being in your feed, because a lot of people don't put stuff every day, so they wouldn't be showing in your feed. Or if you have 5,000 friends like I do, you don't see everybody. So if you think of them, that's what the prompting is. You thought of them, so send them a card. Don't necessarily wait till they post a picture. It's the thinking of them that is the prompting. So I want to challenge you that this coming week, when you're doing your espionages, make sure at least one of the ones you do every day. So if you're doing 5 a day or 6 a day, try making one of them not from Facebook. Try making one of them somebody you thought of because something else happened. You know what I mean? Like somebody came over your house and it made you think of somebody else that you both know. There's a bunch of different reasons you think of different people during the day, right? You into somebody, or the other day I had, what was it? My best friend's mother's new boyfriend, which none of us liked that well, but that's here, there. He died because this is years and years later. And that's sad. I didn't know him that well, but that's sad. But I thought about one of my best friend's aunts because of it, and we used to see her a lot when we were kids. So I sent the aunt a card just saying, thinking of you, wondered how you were doing. And I looked back in the history and I hadn't sent her a card for a long, long time. So having the one guy die made me think of another person. You know what I mean? So it's, I know in your head probably that happens to you too, but we always don't take the step. But that is what the prompting thing's about. So it's not just about Facebook. Facebook is like the lazy way to do it. And I I promote that a lot because if I'm really busy, I do the other ones too, but it's easy to go on Facebook and get prompted. It's a little tougher when you're just going through your regular life. That's why the phone app is so good. You're going through your regular life, you get a prompting in your head, you're thinking of somebody random, and then you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm sitting waiting for the kid. Let's see, let me just do it quick, and I'll send a card to that person. So
Yeah.
the only thing that would mess that up would be if you think of somebody that you don't have their address for. But after you do this for a while, you'll have a lot of addresses already in there. And on the app, you can add somebody. You can add them right from the app. So you could do that. But yes, indeedy. So, and the other thing that I do that you probably are already doing, but because I've talked about this before, is at the end of the day, I just go through who I saw, what I did. I just run through it quick. I don't sit there and analyze everything, but I think, well, I saw this one, I saw that guy, talked to this one, I got an email from this one. And I think who can I send a card to that I haven't sent a card to lately? Who can I thank? That's my big thing, is try to have a gratitude thing going on. So people do make fun of me sometimes because I'm thanking them for things they've never got thanked about before, but that's not my problem. If they're not used to gratitude, that's not my problem, right? I'm going to be a gratitude person, and you know, I don't mind getting made fun of over it. There's way worse things I could be getting made fun of over than being too grateful. Yeah, but I've heard that. Somebody said I never had anybody thank me for that before. And it was like, I thanked them for coming over the house and visiting me. And they're like, no one's ever thanked me for that before. Well, I didn't say that's not my problem, but
Right.
you know, I'm like, well, maybe someone should have, you know, I know. But to me, I want to just make sure that I'm showing gratefulness, because that's always a good way to live. It's a good way to do business. It's a good way to attract people, including customers. So that's
Yeah,
that.
and I know I've talked about this before. In the last 4 months, my brother-in-law has lost 3 of his brothers.
Oh yeah.
And and I've talked about that before, is like when somebody pops in your head, like I've been a victim, I've done this before. Like somebody will pop into my head and I'll push it to the side and I say I'll do it later, and I don't do it. And then when I get ready to do it, it might be a month later, and then you find out something has happened to that person. And that's happened to me twice. So I
Wow.
do it right then and there. I grab my phone and I do it right then and there. But where I was going with my brother-in-law is, I'm not very close with my sister. My sister and I are 5 years apart. We're just not very close. And I got to thinking, I don't send them cards very often. I send birthday cards, I send Christmas cards. That's all I send. So now, and my sister loves sloths. So now once a week, I'll go find a sloth picture
Oh,
and
that's
I send it to my
awesome.
sister,
That's
Oh, that's
awesome.
sweet.
because I'm trying to, help her first get through the grief. But it goes back, it got me thinking, would I do this if they hadn't lost their 3
Right.
siblings? Probably not, but that's my fault. That's my fault that I never did that before, you know?
And you know what's funny is sometimes I've thought that someone didn't like me or didn't care either way, you know what I mean, had no feelings either way for me, which is fine. And there's going to be plenty of people in the world like that. And I had a relative like that, and I'd sent cards all along, never had any feedback, but I'm not looking for any. And then somebody else was at their house and took a picture at a birthday party, and all the cards were on her fridge. I was like, right. I
Wow.
was like, oh, so okay, that's awesome. So so sometimes you're making a difference and you just don't know.
You just don't know.
You know what I mean? And I think I was thinking that she could care less about me either way just because she's a stoic person. But she's probably like that to everybody. And I'm not like that. I'm an expressive person. So when I run into a stoic person, I interpret that as someone who doesn't like me when that's not actually true. They're just like that with everybody.
Yep.
So
Well, you know, my neighbor and I, we haven't always gotten along. And we're starting to talk, and but we just haven't always gotten along. I sent them a 4th of July card.
oh, nice.
They were out letting off fireworks on the 4th of July, and I had to go out and ask them if they could stop for a second so I could bring my dog out to go to the bathroom. And she thanked me for the card. And she says, we didn't make them this year, but I held on to those recipes and we're going to make them next year.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, you know, I thought of one. This is let's see. One of my kids' friends' mother, right? She's got a lot of kids, so I didn't expect any feedback whatsoever, but I gave him ride to driver's ed and fed him most nights for 6 weeks. But I didn't expect her to say anything about that. That's neither here nor there. There was him and one other kid. But it was so funny because it was like a year later, something came up and I'd sent her some cards. I actually have only met her once, I think, ever. I've seen her at school events, but I only talked to her once, and that was way back in like 1st grade, one of the recital things. My kid had a crush on him. And I said, you watch him because that's right. I said something funny like that, but she didn't know I was kidding. And she was kind of like scared of me, but there's a big age difference between me and her. That's probably why. But anyway, lately what happened was, oh, I know, she sent me a whole bunch of pictures from one of Alex's performances that I wasn't able to go to. I was away somehow, and she took pictures of him along with her kid, separate pictures when just Alex, and sent them all to me the night of the thing and said, I found out that you weren't going to be here for this. And she said, you've always been so good about treating my kid like he's yours that I wanted to make sure that I sent you these pictures. And I actually hadn't talked to her all that time, so I didn't know, you know. So I think our whole premise of give for the sake of giving, send for the sake of sending, is so spot on because you just don't know. It was making a difference for her. She was happy about my interaction with them. She just is too busy with 4 kids to say anything. So if I had based what I was doing on her feedback, I'd have stopped doing that. And I think that would have been a mistake. Because you just don't know. That's why you got to just give for the sake of giving. And I do it anyway because half the time I feel good about sending it. I feel good about sending it, irregardless whether they feel good. Irregardless is not a right word, right? Regardless, regardless of their reaction, it makes me feel like a good person to send it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to be. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm noticing it does. If it feels better. It does. It makes you feel better. It puts a lot of love in my heart and stuff. And I'm learning. I've always been a very negative person, but I'm learning now to be a very positive person. And doing the cards has helped a lot because it's like I can bring joy to somebody else. Like my friend who called me. I don't know, Janelle, if you ever heard this story. A friend of mine called me to tell me that she got my card, but she doesn't hang on to stuff like that. So she was passing the card to her friend's granddaughter who collects sloths.
Oh.
So, and I was like, Sherry, you didn't have to call to let me know. She's like, no, I wanted you to know. And I thought that was really nice that she took the time to call me, but she didn't have to. But she wanted me to know that she wasn't keeping the card. I've never thought about whether they keep the card or not.
No, and it's funny how many people do because they get so few anymore. Oh, I had somebody, matter of fact, the director of the play told me my birthday card that I sent him was the only one that he got.
Oh, wow.
I know, but that's why he was telling me about it. And who knows how many times that happens. you know, where yours is the only one. And I think that we just have to, I don't mean to say it all the time, but I do say it all the time, is that you have to disconnect yourself from the feedback, because there's probably the majority of people that get something from you, a card or whatever it is, a postcard or regular card or even a gift or whatever, the majority, you've got to know, appreciate it, and we're so happy you sent it. It's just that the majority are not going to say anything about it for whatever reason. Either they're busy or they meant to and they didn't, or whatever it is. So you're going to have to just be happy with the ones that you do end up getting feedback with, and just in your mind realize that if you could hear all the feedback in those people's minds that you sent stuff to, you'd be much happier. You'd be going, oh, this really was, because it is out there and they do like it. It's just that not everyone is going to say something about it. So
And
Well,
at
the
first, that
ones
was the hard time. That was my hard thing at first. Is
to
like,
get
I
over
want to know
that,
whether
yeah.
they got it or not.
Right. And that's hard. And one of my besties, she's in SendOutCards too. And she said she's disconnected from the feedback, but I keep having to say, I keep catching her because she's saying, he didn't say anything about getting the card. I want to know if he got the card yet and stuff. And she's talking about Jeff. And I said, you know, I've sent Jeff a lot of cards. He doesn't say anything about every single card. He gets a lot of cards. And I said, most people don't. And she's like, well, I want to know whether he got it or not. And I'm like, what about the whole disconnect thing?
Yeah.
And then she's like, but he's someone I know. But you gotta realize
Yeah.
he's a busy man. Chances are he got it, chances are he liked it. Just leave it at that and move along to the next card. It's hard when you, like, there was one I sent, I remember, she's a buddy of mine in the Go Giver Success Alliance. Her husband got a big award in real estate. I was so pleased with the card. I spent extra time on it. I went to the realtor site and got the realtor logo, and I got his, because he got some big award. I got his picture off of his site and a picture. I Google searched the award itself and got that picture. So I spent a good 10 minutes on the card, and I was thinking how much he'd like it. And that particular card, I just didn't hear anything about, not from her or him. And I had to just stop myself. You know what I mean? I'm just going to assume he got it, and I'm just going to assume he liked it and just move on, because that's really what you have to do. But I understand why you want to get the feedback. It's just not realistic to think we're going to. So we just have to cherish the ones we get feedback on, but keep it rolling. So, so I felt good sending that one though. It was a little bit more work than I usually do, but I like the way it came out. And truthfully, it gave me good practice, and I was able to be creative on that card, which I like doing too.
Yeah.
So,
And you know, it was Lisa who taught me to do the extras, to put the extras in the card, to, you know, the crossword puzzles, the recipes and all that stuff. And I find people, the ones that I do get the feedback from, those are their favorite parts, is that there's something extra in the card, because they know you took the time to make this.
Well, it was supposed to be like, the thought behind it was interactive,
Yeah.
like something interactive they could do, because I like that when I get a card and it's something, you know, has something to do. So like a color page or a recipe or even a joke where you're laughing about the joke. But yeah, that's always looking for something new to add. Do you do that too? When I'm looking in Facebook and I see a recipe, I'm like, ooh, that could go on a card.
And I have an entire file in Dropbox.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
awesome.
and I like older stuff. Like I like a lot of 70s shows. I watch a lot of the 70s shows. I like a lot of older stuff. So I found a group on Facebook. It's called I think it's called Christmas of Yesteryear or Holidays of Yesteryear. And they post a lot of like old time wrapping paper or old time fronts of old time cards.
Oh,
So I've
nice.
been grabbing a lot of those and
Perfect.
saving those, because I think those are so perfect. And for the boys, my grandsons, the boys, I grabbed 2 Easter cards from there, the fronts of the Easter cards, and sent them to the boys, and they're just completely different, something that we don't see every day.
Yeah.
It's from like, the, you know, the
Yeah.
70s and the 80s.
You know what one I want to put in the group when I get off here is there's a guy on Facebook that's a chef, and he puts up graphics, and they're not his generated ones. He's getting them from other places, and they're like the 12 different kinds of lettuce or the 13 different uses for almonds or something like that. But it's an all-in-one graphic that's easy to pull off. It's something different and easy to put in a card.
Yep. I
So
think
That's
the
a good
one of them I did was on one of the cards I did was the different uses of lemon peels or the
Mhm.
different uses of lemons. And I think the other side and the other one was that I put the second picture was I think it was plants to help you sleep better. Plants to use in the bedroom to help you sleep better.
Because that's
And then if I know
popular,
some,
like the videos that are life hack ones, those are popular. So those would be popular card.
and I think for a couple of my friends that have cats, I've put plants that are dangerous to cats.
Oh yeah, that's
So
perfect. Perfect.
yeah.
Now, before we go, we got 4 minutes. Janelle, did you have any or anybody have any questions that I could help solve for you today or while we're on? No?
Not that I can think of.
You
I'm
guys have
starting
helped
to
me a
really
lot
get a lot of good feedbacks
Oh,
on
good.
the
Good,
cards
good.
that I stand. And I know one, I can't remember who, but somebody said they were going to get a frame and frame it.
That's
So,
awesome. You know, hardly
I-
anybody prints their pictures anymore, so that's perfect.
Mhm.
And one of my friends, her son is a professional rodeoer.
Oh,
And
Ooh.
the other day was, or coming up is National Cowboy Day. And so I got a picture of him. He's a, which one is he? He's a healer. He does team roping. And I got a picture off of Facebook of him roping and sent it to her. And in the inside, I put like National Day of Cowboy and kind of the brief history of it.
that's awesome.
And I said something about, I knew this would be perfect for you because of your cowboy. Anyway, she messaged me the other day and she said that has to be, it just made her whole day.
Oh, that's
I love
awesome.
that.
So,
See, here's like one of the old fashioned.
Oh, that's cute. Look at
oh,
that.
that's cute.
That's like cotton candy hair too.
Yep.
Somebody
and
said
then
that to me the other day. I got cotton candy hair.
the uses of lemon
Oh, nice.
and bedroom plants to help you sleep better.
Oh, nice.
And then, oh, this cartoon was funny, Lisa. The cartoons.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
The dog's on
That's
trial, and there's like the
semi-naughty.
mailman and everything, and the lawyer says, "This doesn't look good for you."
But Bo's naughty like that. He's got the mailman scared of him.
Oh boy.
Right. And I said to the mailman, which she didn't care that I said it, but I said, I feel really, really bad about it, but Bo's stupid. And he's not gonna bite you because he's too stupid for that. He's just gonna bark a lot and right. And then if he ran over to you, he'd be like, oh, and he'd be like bent in half, wiggling so hard. That's how he does it, right? But he's not gonna no, even if you were beating me, the dog's gonna be happy to see you and not bite you.
Yep.
Right.
My dog pees. She gets so excited she pees.
No. Yeah, luckily he doesn't do that, but well, I better get going. It's right on the nose, I know, but I've got Grant Muller is doing a training in the Go Giver Success Alliance, and I don't want to miss it. I've been calling poor man Grant Mueller for last year since I met him. I didn't know it was Muller. Now, oh no, I feel that right. But thank you very much. And this will go up as a recording on YouTube. I really appreciate you spending the hour with me. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Lisa.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.